If your dashboard no longer shows the outside temperature and instead displays 3 blinking dashes, the most common cause is a faulty ambient temperature sensor or a problem with the sensor wiring or connector. The ambient temperature sensor is responsible for measuring the air temperature outside the vehicle and sending that information to the instrument cluster and climate control system. When the sensor fails, becomes disconnected, or loses communication with the system, the vehicle can no longer read the outside temperature, so the display changes to blinking dashes instead of showing a temperature reading. On this 4th generation Kia Sportage, the ambient temperature sensor is located behind the front bumper, mounted on top of the front crash beam. Because of its location, the sensor is exposed to water, dirt, road salt, and debris, which can eventually damage the sensor or corrode the connector. Now I will show you how to replace this ambient temperature sensor step by step. Before starting, park the vehicle on a level surface and make sure the parking brake is engaged. Begin by opening the hood. Along the upper edge of the front bumper, you will see 4 plastic push clips and 2 boards holding the top section of the bumper in place. Use a clip removal tool or a flathead screwdriver to carefully pry out the clips. Also remove the 2 boards using a 10mm socket and ratchet. Next, move over to one of the front wheel wells. Inside the fender liner, there are 4 plastic clips securing the liner to the bumper, along with 1 Phillips head screw securing the bumper to the fender. Before removing them, start the vehicle and turn the steering wheel fully toward the opposite side. This gives you additional room to work inside the wheel well. Now remove the 4 clips using your preferred tool. Then remove the screw using a Phillips head screwdriver. Repeat the same steps on the opposite wheel well. Turn the steering wheel in the opposite direction and remove the clips and the screw on that side as well. Next, look under the front of the vehicle and you will see that the lower part of the bumper is secured to the splash shield. There are 4 boards near the outer edge that you will have to remove. Use a 10mm socket and ratchet to remove the 4 boards. Now all the screws, clips and boards have been removed and we are ready to pull off the bumper. But before doing that, it is highly recommended to disconnect the negative terminal of the battery as a safety precaution. Next, move to one side of the bumper where it meets the fender and gently pull outward. According to the factory service manual, the bumper should release by slightly lifting the bumper and pulling it outward. However, in practice, the retaining tabs are very fragile and can break easily if too much force is used. A safer method is to use a small flathead screwdriver or a pick tool. Carefully insert the tool into the gap between the bumper and the fender. Then gently lift the retaining tab while applying light outward pressure on the bumper. There are 4 tabs on the side, so work patiently along the edge until all tabs are released. Taking your time here greatly reduces the chance of damaging the tabs. Here's a closer look at the retaining tabs. Let me give you a closer look of how I release the tabs. I place the pick tool underneath the edge of the tab and carefully lifted it away from its mounting point. Once the side tabs are released, the next step is to release the clips located underneath the headlight area. This section is much easier. Simply lift the bumper slightly while gently pulling it outward, and the clips will disengage from the bracket beneath the headlight. Repeat the exact same process on the other side of the vehicle. Pull the bumper outward slightly to create enough space to access the retaining tabs. Then use the pick tool to carefully release the 4 tabs one by one. Once all the side tabs are disengaged, pull the bumper forward to release the clips beneath the headlight on that side as well. Now the bumper is ready to come off. Before removing the bumper, place something soft on the floor to prevent scratches. With both sides released, carefully pull the bumper forward from the top area. Do not remove it completely yet. There are still wiring harnesses attached at the back. If your vehicle is equipped with fog lights or parking sensors, disconnect all electrical connectors before taking the bumper off fully. In my case, I only have to unplug the fog light connectors. After disconnecting the wiring, carefully remove the bumper and place it on a soft surface. With the bumper out of the way, we now have clear access to the ambient temperature sensor. The sensor is mounted on top of the front crash beam, in front of the AC condenser, next to the low pitch horn. The sensor is secured with a small retaining clip at the back. Use a pair of needle nose pliers to carefully release the clip and remove the sensor from its mounting bracket. Once the sensor is free, disconnect the electrical connector by pressing the locking tab and pulling the connector straight off. Here is a close-up of the ambient temperature sensor. Take your replacement sensor and reconnect the electrical connector. Push it straight in until you hear a click. Then reinstall the sensor back onto the mounting bracket. Make sure it is locked in and fully secure. After replacing the sensor, reconnect the battery, then turn on the ignition and check the outside temperature display on the instrument cluster. The blinking dashes should now be gone and the outside temperature reading should appear normally again. And that's how you replace the ambient temperature sensor in a 4th generation Kia Sportage. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and consider subscribing to Wisdom for more helpful automotive videos. Thanks for watching.